Hey, what's up you guys? The Dorks Knight here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be doing an old-time showcase on two different figures. On the left over here, we have the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave from 2016 Deadpool, and on the right, we have the 2018 Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Wolverine, both from the Marvel Legends line. Now, I'm sure you guys can guess as to why I'm doing an old-time showcase on these figures over here. Of course, it was revealed that Hugh Jackman will be wearing his iconic Tiger Stripe Wolverine costume in the new Deadpool movie. And of course, Deadpool's costume was also revealed to be a little bit more comic accurate with more vibrant colors. So taking a look at these figures over here, they're pretty much the exact version that the costumes were based off of. And yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to look at them. These figures are a little bit tougher to get nowadays, but in all honesty, they're probably my favorite versions of these characters in the comic books. You know, Wolverine over here has just, at least I think, the perfect paint job. It has the right type of yellow, just dark enough. And the Deadpool figure over here has had many re-releases of this exact figure. So how's about we start off with Wolverine? So Wolverine, as you can see over here, is wearing his iconic tiger stripe costume. And I feel like this is mainly the costume that everyone thinks of when they think of Wolverine. It's the classic yellow and blue and black. And although the newer Wolverine costume that we've seen with Hugh Jackman, I think is based off of the Astonishing X-Men comics. This costume actually goes way back into his first appearance. Sure, it did look a little bit different back then, but it had the exact same sort of color scheme with the blue, the yellow, and the black, along with these tiger stripes going all around. So this costume over here, I'd like to say, is more so based on the classic Wolverine era. Think of giant-sized X-Men. Although the yellow in that comic series was much brighter than this, I do think that this in figure form over here was more so of a modernization of that costume, which I think turned out really well. Another look that I really noticed that this is very similar to is also the X-Men animated series. Basically, it's pretty much almost an exact replica of that costume as well too, which I think is also a very iconic Wolverine costume. Starting off with the head sculpt over here, you can see it's a very nice looking Wolverine over there. You can see a bit of Logan's face underneath. Another thing is that when Wolverine was wearing the suit, he never had his sort of like beard on the ends, or at least he might have had chops. I don't remember exactly. You can let me know in the comments below. But it's a very cool looking Wolverine figure. I know some of the later releases had the wings over here going out a little bit more. And although that's a really cool look, I do think I like this more so just because it just feels more contained that way. But it's a really nice head sculpt. You know, you got the white eyes in there as well too. And of course, when you get to the chest area over here, you do have these sort of tiger stripes that are going on. This is a very iconic look for Wolverine. And of course, looking at the back over here, you can see the tiger stripes do go through. The shoulder pads over here do hinder, and they're a bit of more of a shiny sort of blue material. On his arms over here, you can see that his hair, his arm hair is sculpted, but just not painted. That is unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure that later releases of this figure did have that arm hair painted. And then, of course, you do have the gauntlet over here with the claws coming out from there. He does come with extra hands that do not have the claws, you can see over here, one for each side. But honestly, like, if you have a Wolverine figure, you're going to have it with his claws out over there. So that's looking pretty nice. These are a little bit wobbly, so you're able to move them around as you want. If you want the claws more sprawled out, like the more classic Wolverine look, you can. But if you want them more contained, you can do that as well. Same thing goes for the other side. Over here, it's the exact same thing. But going on, mentioned about the belt, it being red for that classic Wolverine look. You got the blue under over there, something that they did take away from the new Hugh Jackman costume. The yellow spandex does also go onto his legs over here, along with his boots that sort of mimic the mask over here with the wings going out. So that's pretty cool as well too. And yeah, and they're also a blue color as well. There is treads. I didn't even notice that before. But yeah, there's also treads at the bottom of the feet along with two peg holes. Articulation is pretty standard for almost all Marvel Legends. The head can move down around there. You can move it up like that. It does swivel. You can do a bit of tilting action in there. And because these shoulder pads do move out, you're able to move the arms up, probably around that much. You can move them down. There's a butterfly joint in there, so you can put the arm in and out. Bicep swivel in here, double jointed elbows that move in around that far. I'm pretty sure I can get it further. I think this peg here is a little bit stuck though. But you can move it that far down. And of course you do have the hands over here that swivel. You can move them up and down as well too if you want to get some more dynamic looking poses. And then of course a ab crunch in there, which makes him go that far down and then that far back, which is pretty good. And then you do have a waist swivel, which does click. He does kick forward over here. He does kick back on an angle. Wolverine can do the splits around that much. There's a thigh cut in there that makes it swivel, and then a double jointed knee, which moves in about that far. And then of course, the ankle articulation, which is down, up, and a pivot. The Deadpool over here, unlike the Wolverine, is not his sort of classic look. This is more of a modernized version over here. And yeah, you know, I think it's pretty iconic, especially that Deadpool's suit is pretty simple and kind of the same in you know, every single version that's come out for him. There's always been the red and black. With Wolverine, it's been sometimes yellow and, well, yellow and blue, yellow and brown, black all the way through, just the entire mix. But I think overall, like, that's the more classic version of Wolverine. But yeah, as for the head sculpt over here, you can see that he does have a bit of an expression unlike Wolverine, and it's pretty good looking. I really like when action figures do have you know, different expressions, because it makes them really stand out instead of having them all, you know, sort of like neutral face. And as much as a cool mask that this is, you can see all the wrinkles in there and the different line stitches for the actual mask, and even like the little end of the mask over here. You can pull this head off like so, and then you do have a Wade Wilson head that you can throw on. But there's your Wade Wilson head, and as you can see, he does look like a scrotum. And yeah, and that's pretty much, you know, the Deadpool that we're all, you know, used to. He's got the sort of like whited out eyes, and he's just given a little smirk, which is pretty nice. Otherwise, Deadpool over here, as much as like all the other Marvel Legends, he doesn't really have any sculpted material. He just has it painted on with the silver ends there to mimic, I guess, buckles. But then he does have this strap over here for his swords, and his swords do come out of the sheath over here, which is pretty cool, and you can throw them back in. And then of course you do have the arms over here, which have a bit of a gauntlet at the end of them too. Yeah, he's holding a chimichanga, which he comes with, or at least I don't think this is a chimichanga. It's probably, I feel like it's a chimichanga because Deadpool was known for that. But yeah, he's got the gauntlets over here, and he's got a bit of a different, you know, hand on this end. No extra hands with the Deadpool over here, unfortunately. He's got another grabby hand on the other side, and that's looking good too. You got the belt that's all sprawled out. You got one of the guns that you're able to slot in here, take out, and he's able to hold that as well. You do have the grenades at the end over here, along with all the pouches. The classic Deadpool logo, which we do see on the new costume. And then the other side over here, the rest of the pouches with no pouches in the back over there. And then another gun over here in the holster. And this gun also comes with the figure as well, but you can pull it out like so and then slide it back in. And then more pouches on the sort of like leg belt over here, which looks pretty nice. And the red's also going over here too into black, and that looks really good there too. You do have the boots over here with a knife in one of the boots. You do a knife that you can slot in there. And then of course the feet that have the buckles on the top of them, and then the treads at the bottom of the feet over there with two pegals. Now, apart from those accessories that I just showed, Deadpool also comes with this rifle over here. Unlike Wolverine, he's got a bunch of accessories, which is awesome. You do also have this gun over here too, which looks pretty nice. And then, of course, you got the bazooka, which is freaking awesome to get with a Deadpool figure. And this sort of like punching glove does come off. You can peg it off there, and then you could probably put a blast effect in there of some sort, which is really nice. But I think that the main highlight with this is that you see this peg over here. You can go ahead and store it on Deadpool because he's got a little bit of a peg hole right there, if you can see. And we'll put it like this, like so, and it'll stick in there. And there you go, you got a Deadpool that's all decked out, which is awesome. As far as Deadpool's articulation goes, his head can go up really far and go down. It can move side to side. There's a bit of a pivot in there. You do have the arms that go out and move down, and you do have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows and a wrist swivel along with a hinge at the end, which does go up and down like that. And then of course you do have the ab crunching here, which goes down and around that far and can go back around that far, and a waist swivel along with it too. His legs can kick forward around that much. They can kick back. They can go out like that. There's a thigh swivel in there along with double jointed knees and a boot swivel. Oh, yep, and a boot swivel as well too. Feet kick down, they kick up, and he does have an ankle pivot. So a bit of a short video, you guys, but I really appreciate for you guys coming to check this video out. Of course, I do love these figures very, very much. They're both very iconic versions of the characters, and I'm super, super excited for the new Deadpool movie. By all the rumors that are coming out, it sounds like this movie is going to be not so much the next Endgame, but maybe the next Spider-Man No Way Home. A whole multiverse battle between all of the Fox characters is just going to be so amazing to look at. I'm really hoping that it's going to take some inspiration from Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, because that'll be very, very meta with killing off the Fox universe. It'll definitely be something that we've never seen before. And although, like, yeah, I understand the multiverse is starting to get a little bit old, but I'm sure the Deadpool movie is going to knock it out of the park, because they will not pull any punches, and it's just going to be one crazy ride, especially if you love those original Fox characters. With that said, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think about these figures. Do you like these figures? And if not, what versions of these characters are your favorite? And of course, please let me know what you think about the Deadpool movie. For me, I'm very, very excited for this film. I recently watched the last two Deadpool movies over again, and it just gets me more and more hyped for what's to come. And as every YouTuber begs you to do, please like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video.